Hello, welcome to LMU Tri-State News. I'm Ashley Hurley. Thank you for joining us. The investigation into an accident that killed a pedestrian Sunday night remains ongoing by the Tennessee Highway Patrol. According to the Claiborne County Sheriff's Office, the female was walking northbound on the southbound shoulder of Highway 25E when she allegedly walked out into the lane of traffic and was hit by an oncoming vehicle. Officers with the Sheriff's Office were on scene at Rixby's Bait and Tackle handling another call when the accident occurred. An ambulance was immediately called to the scene along with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Reports state that the female was pronounced dead at the scene, but an autopsy is scheduled to be performed this week. The identity of the vehicle and driver will not be released until the investigation is complete. Former state senator and current circuit court judge Mike Falk has passed away. His death was confirmed Wednesday by Senator Doug Overbay and Lieutenant Governor Ron Ramsey. Lieutenant Governor Ramsey's office stated Falk passed away due to cancer. Falk served as a state senator for Claiborne, Granger, Hancock, Hawkins, Jefferson, and Union counties. During his time in Tennessee General Assembly, he served on the Senate Judiciary Committee among other duties. In 2013, Governor Haslam appointed Falk as circuit court judge for the 3rd District. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family during this time. Authorities are requesting the assistance of the public in locating a wanted New Tazewell man. 28-year-old Parlin Joseph Walker has 14 warrants that include possession of drug paraphernalia and probation violations. Officers are attempting to locate Walker, who has remained on the run since July of this year. If you are aware of Walker's whereabouts, you can call the Claiborne County Sheriff's Office at 423-626-3385. And all calls do remain anonymous. A sex offender who failed to register with the Claiborne County Jail was arrested Friday. 42-year-old Lester Ramsey of New Tazewell was arrested by deputies with the Claiborne County Sheriff's Office. According to reports, authorities were informed of Ramsey's location after he failed to register. Officers attempted to locate him at a home, but prior to their arrival, Ramsey had left the premises. He was pulled over and placed under arrest without incident. He will remain in the Claiborne County Jail until criminal court in December. Now, coming up after the break, Old Man Winter has wasted no time in showing up this year, so how bad can we expect things to get? Our weather spotter Rachel Maddie brings you a long-range forecast coming up after the break.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Yes, I am.
Move! Give it to him hard!
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
His History comes alive as the Lincoln Memorial University welcomes Dennis Boggs, legendary Abraham Lincoln impersonator. He will be presenting the annual Lincoln at Gettysburg program this Friday at 7 p.m. The program, entitled Remembering Gettysburg, will commemorate the 15th anniversary of what would become one of the most famous speeches ever delivered by an American president. Boggs will be portraying President Lincoln meeting with the press corps on the one-year anniversary of the Gettysburg dedication. Members of the press will be throughout the audience asking the president questions about Gettysburg, his speech, re-election, and the Civil War. Admission is $4 for adults and $2 for children. Admission is free for LMU employees and students with their university ID. For more information or to reserve your seats, you can contact Program and Tourism Director Carol Campbell at 423-869-6439. By now, many of us have dug deep into our closets for our coats, boots, scarves, and boggins. And we are just halfway through November. So what does that mean for the rest of our winter months? Weather spotter Rachel Maddie shows us a long-range forecast and just what we can expect.
I'm sure many of you are wondering what this winter will have in store for us. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has issued its Winter 2014 to 2015 outlook. Our region is under the equal chances category, meaning we may see above, near, or below average temperatures. The same is seen with the winter forecast for precipitation. NOAA stated that another polar vortex dipping low 2 years in a row is very unlikely, with the exception of a few anomalies, which we saw last week. A cyclone assisted in dipping low the jet stream and Arctic air into most of the north and northeastern United States. We had near 30-degree below average temperatures and a few snow flurries. Other weather outlets, such as the Weather Channel, has a slightly different outlook for the winter months. The map indicates, just like the NOAA map, warm temperatures will continue for most of the western states due to the possible development of a weak but warm El Nino out in the Pacific. They are predicting, however, below average temperatures for most of the eastern United States, but not by much. So in other words, it seems like we'll have a near normal winter, with the exception of a few cooler and warmer days. For more information on the upcoming winter, you can always visit www.noaa.gov.
We would like to thank the Lincoln Memorial University Vet Tech program for their newest pet tip segments. To start our series out, here is Chelsea Barnes-Walker.
Hello, I'm Chelsea Barnes-Walker. I'm a student at Lincoln Memorial University, and here with me are my two pet mice, Biggie and Puff. They are part of a small group called Exotics due to their smaller size and the different requirements that they need. Exotics can include small mammals such as mice, rats, hamsters, guinea pigs, gerbils, chinchillas, rabbits, sugar gliders. They can also include reptiles such as snakes, a variety of kinds, water dragons, bearded dragons, turtles of a variety of kinds, and also a variety of birds such as parrots, macaws, lovebirds, parakeets, and fish such as koi. They do require more attention than your normal cats and dogs. Just because of their smaller size doesn't mean they require less. And depending on the species that you acquire, also depends on the amount of care that you have to put into them, such as mice require less care than turtles. They do have different nutritional needs, different housing requirements. They're also adapted to certain regions, so their temperature might be a little bit different. So the care is really an important thing. They do have shorter lifespans than your normal cats and dogs, but that doesn't mean they don't provide years of enjoyment. So we would like to thank you for your time in listening to us about this ever-expanding popular category of pet, and have a wonderful day.
A few local teams participated in football playoffs this weekend. Are you going to be bringing some good or some bad news?
Well, in case you've not heard, it wasn't that great. But we'll talk about those games as well as volleyball, and yes, the round ball is back. Basketball is up on the schedule here. We'll be back after this.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Did you take your medicine? Oh gosh, I forgot it. Her nurse. You need a claim number? Her personal assistant. Let me just grab her housekeeper. Her cook. Her accountant. When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving to connect with experts and other caregivers. Together we can better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Welcome back. Let's start in the world of high school football, where two of our Tri-State football teams had made the second round, and let's see how they did. As you can see, Bell County traveled to Louisville to take on Central and fell 21-7. Bobcats finished their season at 9-3. And Campbell County took on South Doyle. South Doyle was undefeated at the time. That matchup, believe it or not, had no punts in the entire contest, but a few turnovers late ended Campbell County's season with a 48-33 loss. The Cougars also finished at 9-3. Now let's move over to the college level and start in volleyball. The Lady Rose Splitter volleyball team participated in the 2014 South Atlantic Conference tournament last weekend, and they started on Friday night in quarterfinal round action as the 6th seed. Their opponent was one they had just faced 6 days earlier, and unfortunately for LMU, the result ended up being the same. Third-seeded Anderson took set 1 25-15, had to roll off 8 of the last 9 points in set 2 to win 25-20 before swinging the knockout blow in set 3 25-13 to move on to the next round and to finish the Lady Rail Splitter season at 16-15. Anderson would eventually advance to the conference championship, where they would lose to the Wingate Bulldogs, who won their 9th straight conference title. And of course, there's no sleeping when it comes to LMU athletics, because as one sport comes to a close, another one starts, and that was the case over the weekend, as both the men's and women's basketball teams tipped off the 2014-15 season. We'll start with the men's team as they got started at home in the SAC versus Conference Carolinas Challenge against Lees McRae Friday night. While LMU came in as the 23rd ranked team in the nation, the Bobcats were not intimidated. Lees McRae shot 42.4% and only committed 3 turnovers in the first half, as they went into the locker room at the break trailing LMU by only 5, 43-38. In the second half, LMU's defense, along with the shooting of Luquan Choice, Tim Pierce, and Curtis McMillian, proved to be too much as LMU eventually pulled away for the 96-72 victory. On Saturday, the opponent was one that has become a new strong rival each and every year, and that's King University. The Tornado knew what it would take to beat LMU, and early on they put their plan into action. The teams would seesaw with each other until King took the lead on a C.J. Good three-pointer at the 16-19 mark in the first half, and King would hold the lead for much of the remaining first half, even going into the halftime break with a 32-28 lead. The Tornado and the Rail Splitters in the second half looked like two heavyweight boxers going back and forth, and when it looked like King was in position to pull off the victory, the Rail Splitters found the will to win. LMU took the lead with 6:49 left on a Paul Woodson tip-in and added a Luquan Choice three-pointer 31 seconds later. And from that point on, King would get no closer than 5, and the Rail Splitters moved on to 2-0 with a 70-63 win. The Crystal Evans era started in Jefferson City, Tennessee on Saturday evening as the Lady Rail Splitter basketball team participated in the SAC versus Peach Belt Conference Challenge. Their opponent Saturday night was Lander, and just like the men's team, the ladies were in for a battle. LMU shot 35.7% from the field in the first half, but only found themselves down 44-38 at the break. In the second half, LMU started the battle as they were more efficient with their shots, and they took the lead on a Megan Pittman layup with 6:03 remaining. The two teams would go back and forth until a fast break layup with 26 seconds left by Kiera Rawls put LMU up for good. The Crystal Evans era started with a win 76-72. Sunday afternoon, the opponent was a step up in competition as they faced USC Aiken. While the Pacers jumped out of the gate quickly, it was LMU who settled down, taking the lead midway through the first half on their way to a 38-31 halftime lead. The Lady Rail Splitters looked like they were on their way toward 2-0 before the Pacers went on a 19-6 run that saw USC Aiken take the lead at the 4:09 mark, and the Pacers never looked back, taking the win 77-70. Both the men's and women's teams will be at the Tex Turner Arena Wednesday, the 19th, to start South Atlantic Conference play when they play host to the Mars Hill Lions. And ladies, that's going to do it for sports, but I hear when we transition over to entertainment, that one Brett Michaels was not having a good time like the rest of their teams were this weekend.
It was not good for Brett Michaels a few weeks ago when he performed in Knoxville, and we will talk about that coming up right after the break.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi.
You mean you were driving?
Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
It's anything but a good time for Brett Michaels as he was rushed to the hospital after the Knoxville hospital after his November 1st performance. According to WBIR Pete Evick, Michael's longtime friend and guitarist was surprised Michael didn't postpone the Cotton Eye Joe show. Michaels was hospitalized just 2 days before the performance in Memphis, Tennessee. According to Evick's statement on Michael's site, during the show he gave 100%, but he hurt himself. Jumping around with 2 stents was a bad idea. I can't explain the amount of blood or where it came from, but it was horrifying on his bus after the show. This was Michael's 6th hospital visit in 2 weeks. This isn't Michael's first health scare, though. In 2010, he had emergency appendectomy, and just 2 weeks later, the singer was rushed to the hospital where they discovered he had suffered a massive brain hemorrhage near the brain stem. Back in May, the rock star was rushed off stage because of low blood sugar, reported USA Today. There is good news for Michael's fans, however. He is doing better and shows will go on as planned, among others being added to the list. Big Bang Theory fans are saddened after the death of Carol Ann Susie. Susie, who is the voice of the mysterious Mrs. Wolowitz, passed away on November 11th after battling cancer. The show's executive producers released this statement following her death. The Big Bang Theory family has lost a beloved member today. Unseen by viewers, the Miss Wolowitz character became a bit of a mystery throughout the show's 8 seasons. What was not a mystery, however, was Carol Ann's immense talent and comedic timing, which were on display during each unforgettable appearance. According to CNN, Susie first moved to Los Angeles from New York in the 1970s. Since then, she has appeared in a variety of shows, including Cheers, Mad About You, and Seinfeld. Now, even though the entertainment world has lost a woman who brought laughter to many, there is one group on the LMU campus who is trying to keep it alive. The LMU players have announced their fall performance, A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare, and today we're going to be speaking with Mark McGinley, the assistant professor of theater and actor in the LMU's players production. So if you wouldn't mind, give us a little bit of a synopsis on what viewers can expect.
Well, to boil the plot down to its simplicity, it's the adventures of 4 young lovers and a group of Athenian tradesmen, and a night that they spend in the forest outside of Athens, and their brushes with the supernatural when they meet the courts of the King of Fairies and the Queen of Fairies.
Now, how difficult was it for the young actors in the play to portray such difficult characters as Shakespeare's?
Well, the most difficult thing, we have had to double cast several of the roles, and the roles that are double cast, the magical characters, we've done in mask. And mask work is very different from just using your natural face. So it was difficult for some of our younger actors to get in touch with their mask characters, but they've done a fantastic job, and it's going to be an amazing performance.
Now, what was the biggest challenge that you guys have faced leading up to the opening night?
Probably getting over the fear of a classic like Shakespeare, both with our cast. I don't think hardly any of our cast has attempted Shakespeare before, and just thinking about bringing it to our public. A lot of folks are intimidated just thinking about going and watching a classic production, but our job as actors and technicians is to make the story plain whether you understand every single word that's being said or not. So don't worry, you'll get the jokes.
When can they see this magical experience?
Well, we have an open dress rehearsal this coming Wednesday. It starts at 7:30, and then we have performances Friday night at 7:30, Saturday night at 7:30, and Saturday we also have a 2 o'clock matinee.
And ticket prices, how do they range for the viewing public?
Faculty and students for LMU get free tickets with their ID. High school students receive tickets for $3, and general admission is $5 in advance and $10 at the door. You can call 423-869-6203 for more information on ticket prices and availability.
Well, as we all hope, everyone goes out and visits the Midsummer Night's Dream performance, and we will talk more. And after the break, Joseph Lewis is going to reveal what you're missing out on with Dumb and Dumber 2.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Hello, I'm Joseph Lewis, bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Tops at the box office last weekend included the comedy sequel Dumb and Dumber 2, which opened at #1 with $38 million, easily cashing in on the original film's sizable fan base. Following at #2 was last week's winner, Disney's Big Hero 6, holding strong with $36 million and bringing its total domestic gross to $112 million. Considering the current competition, the film only experienced a minor drop in ticket sales. Finally, rounding out the top 3 was the sci-fi saga Interstellar, taking in another $29 million and paving the way for another financial success for Christopher Nolan. Coming to theaters this week is The Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 1, the first of 2 concluding films in the overwhelmingly successful young adult action-adventure franchise. Following up on the previous film's shocking cliffhanger ending, Mockingjay finds Jennifer Lawrence's Katniss Everdeen becoming a reluctant symbol of hope in the district's time of turmoil. Having aligned herself with Julianne Moore's President Coin, Katniss steps up to lead the rebellion and save Peeta from the clutches of the nefarious Capitol. The entire supporting cast returns for Mockingjay, along with Catching Fire director Francis Lawrence, and there's no question that it will be one of the most talked about films of the fall season. Mockingjay opens this Friday, November 21st, and numerous theaters will be offering Thursday night showings as well. Also opening this week in limited release is The Imitation Game, a historical thriller and biopic set during the darkest days of World War II and focused on Benedict Cumberbatch as Alan Turing, the British mathematician and technical genius responsible for cracking Nazi Germany's secret communications method known as the Enigma Code. Although Turing's work with the government is the centerpiece of the film, his personal life is delved into as well, from his unhappy boarding school years to post-war persecution for his sexual preferences. The The Imitation Game features a sterling supporting cast including Keira Knightley, Matthew Good, Mark Strong, and Charles Dance, and the film can be seen in select theaters this Friday, November 21st. Now playing in theaters, as previously mentioned, is Dumb and Dumber 2, the long-awaited sequel to the Farrelly Brothers' 1994 comedy classic. Picking up exactly 20 years after the first film, Dumb and Dumber 2 finds the well-intentioned but cripplingly dim-witted duo of Lloyd Christmas and Harry Dunn hitting the road once again, this time to track down Harry's long-lost daughter. While Harry needs a kidney transplant, Lloyd's motivations amount to little more than a crush, and naturally, squabbling, incompetence, and all manner of hijinks ensue. However, despite game performances by Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, the dynamic simply isn't the same. It might seem strange to criticize a sequel to Dumb and Dumber for being too stupid, but the original was legitimately clever in the way it pitted these two numbskulls against serious or real-world situations, whereas in this film, the boys' stupidity is matched by nearly everyone around them. One moron apparently deserves another, but this movie has a surplus, and Carrey and Daniels have little to play off of in terms of story or characters. Plot is at a minimum here, and is basically a clothesline on which to hang comic set pieces, which is fine, but so much of the comedy feels forced, with juvenile jokes that repeatedly fall flat, and attempts at shock humor that are unable to shock due to the film's PG-13 limitations. There are a few chuckles here and there, and parts of it will have a certain nostalgic quality for those who've watched the first one over and over again, but it's all fairly forgettable, and in the end, Dumb and Dumber 2 fails to recapture the crass, idiotic, totally unlikely magic of its predecessor. That's all for this week in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis, and we'll be back after these messages.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Jam-packed with wonderful events in our local area. We all love Pigeon Forge, especially during the holiday season. And for the next few weeks, the Titanic attraction in Pigeon Forge will feature the Titanic Edwardian Christmas celebration. Guests get the chance to step back in time and see how the Titanic, grand staircase, and ship would have been decorated in the 1912 Edwardian period. The entire ship will be lit up with lights and Christmas trees galore. This wondrous occasion goes until December 31st. For more information, call 1-800-381-7670 or visit pigeonforge.com/events. Let's head over to Kodak, Tennessee, where Shadrack's Christmas Wonderland is on display. Located at the Smoky Stadium, Shadrack's Water Sports and RV presents their award-winning largest drive-through synchronized lights and music display. Guests get to enjoy these sights from the comfort of their own car. In addition to all the magic, kids can enjoy Santa's Village, which includes a petting zoo with pony and camel rides, photos with Santa, and lots of goodies. The fun even continues with Santa's Train, an inflatable slide, a trampoline bungee jump, and a Ferris wheel. That's enough excitement for the whole family. For more information, you can also visit pigeonforge.com/events or call 423-652-0120. It's turkey time, and other than the main occasion, Thanksgiving, there is nothing like a good old turkey trot. Johnson City is hosting its annual Turkey Trot 5K road race and family fun run. This year, Jennifer Messer, a top 5 finalist on season 15 of The Biggest Loser, will be the grand marshal to lead thousands in the family-friendly Thanksgiving Day Turkey Trot. If you would like to participate in the Turkey Trot, you can register online at www.jcturkeytrot.org. Online registrations close at midnight on November 23rd. If you'd like to just watch the Turkey Trot, it starts at 8:30 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day near Memorial Park Community Center in Johnson City. For the race route and directions, also visit www.jcturkeytrot.org. Of course, in our own backyard, we have the Cumberland Mountain Music Show. Featuring the music and heritage of the mountain people, the Cumberland Mountain Music Show is a live, family-friendly show that includes gospel, bluegrass, and country music and down-home comedy. This monthly show features 5-time Bluegrass Vocalist of the Year, Dale Ann Bradley, and internationally known entertainer Steve Gully. For more information on this event, visit townofcumberlandgap.com/events. This has been Monique Derico with your local entertainment on the Tri-State News.
That's going to do it for LMU Tri-State News. I'm Ashley Hurley.
And I'm Tiffany Duncan.
And I'm Adam Haley.